Macron and Zelensky, from statesmen to soul brothers. One was a banker, a philosopher, a European idealist, the other a comedian, a wartime leader no one saw coming. But across the fog of war, over thousands of kilometers, a friendship began, not staged, not strategized, but human. This is the story of how Emmanuel Macron and Volodymyr Zelensky went from political allies to something closer to brothers.
Sorry, Manuel, I had just conversation with the journalist. Can I be back in some minutes, in 15-20 minutes? Yeah, please. Thank you, Manuel. Okay, great, bye-bye.
It was a split-second decision, a break from protocol that told the world everything. In March 2025, Zelensky interrupted a live press conference to take a personal call from Macron, not because it was urgent, but because it was Emmanuel. That moment captured a shift from diplomacy to trust, from formalities to friendship. The early years, when Macron welcomed candidate Zelensky to the Elysee Palace in 2019, many in Paris raised their eyebrows. He wasn't yet president, he wasn't even a politician, but Macron saw something: authenticity, courage, and perhaps a reflection of him. Both were 41, both trying to rewrite the rules of politics.
It was rare. Heads of state don't meet political rookies. But Macron did, and Zelensky never forgot that.
From war to awakening. When Russia launched its full-scale invasion in 2022, Macron tried everything to stop it. He called Russian dictator Vladimir Putin. He believed in diplomacy, almost desperately. Zelensky, meanwhile, was calling for weapons, not words.
We don't need lectures, we need tanks.
Tension rose. Ukrainian soldiers even coined a new verb to Macron, meaning to talk a lot and do nothing. But then came Irpin. Irpin, the turning point. When Macron walked through the shattered ruins of Irpin, something changed. He didn't just see buildings, he saw the price of his hesitation. That trip transformed him.
He came back different, quiet, resolute. He said Zelensky is the man, we must support him, without ambiguity.
From that moment, Macron stopped talking to Putin and started speaking for Ukraine. Since then, their communication has been relentless: secure lines, signal messages, direct calls at midnight, no protocol, no aids, no small talk.
They don't just talk politics. They talk about their kids, their wives, their exhaustion.
The friendship became the engine behind Europe's shift in policy. In 2023, Macron publicly admitted,
"I didn't listen enough to our Eastern partners. I now understand. Security for Ukraine is security for Europe."
And Zelensky responded with something rare in politics: praise.
We see a true shift. Macron is not just our partner. He's our advocate.
While Zelensky's relationships with American presidents were complicated, Macron often played the role of interpreter. He arranged back-channel meetings. He briefed Washington behind the scenes. During the rebuilding of Notre Dame, Macron used the occasion to introduce Zelensky to Trump.
Macron wasn't just helpful, he was necessary. Without him, that bridge wouldn't have existed.
Hard talk, real talk. Their partnership wasn't always smooth. France's initial military aid was slow. Sanctions seemed too soft, but behind closed doors, Macron listened and adapted. Zelensky in private once said, "With Macron, it's not about promises, it's about follow-through. That's rare." The proposal that shocked Europe. In early 2024, Macron floated the idea of European troops helping monitor a potential ceasefire inside Ukraine. The reaction: outrage, alarm, mockery. But 1 year later, that same idea is now part of high-level talks between Kyiv, Washington, and key European capitals. Zelensky remarked,
Macron didn't just make a proposal, he opened a door we weren't even sure existed.
Brotherhood in war. Analysts say no European country has matched France in balancing symbolism with action, and no leader has walked the tightrope between realism and loyalty like Emmanuel Macron. For Zelensky, the relationship is more than strategic. It's personal, it's earned, it's proof that even in a world of egos, fear, and cynical calculations, friendship still matters. From that first handshake in 2019 to signal calls during air raids to private love over coffee, Macron and Zelensky have forged a bond shaped by fire and lit by hope. In a century that too often rewards ambition over authenticity, their alliance reminds us sometimes history is shaped not by treaties but by trust. Two leaders, two voices, one friendship that may define a generation.